Pull up, two-door swerve. Ay, pull up, ay, pull up, two-door swerving. Back in the day, I was wordless. Started from the service in the middle of the desert with a weather hot enough to break a motherfucking thermos, nigga. Ay, look at the flick of my wrist.
What's going on, guys? Back here with another episode of Copper Flop, and this week we have yet again another premium collection to review. And this week it's the Milestone pack. So starting off the video, as I always do, the packs are 10,500 MT or 11,250 VC, so $4 to $5 per pack, and that's pretty expensive. I always start the video off like that because I want you guys to know how much you're actually spending if you're trying to pull players. And yeah, still very overpriced, and I personally would not buy these packs myself. But let's get into reviewing cards because that's what you're here for. So starting with the first card in this collection, we have Raymond Sessions, who's an Emerald. So looking at him, we'll compare him to Jason Terry that I have, and Raymond Sessions 82 overall on defense and 90 on offense. So this card's not too bad. I mean, it doesn't excel super well at anything. I mean, 88 mid-range, 75 open shot 3, passing's pretty good, 89 ball control, can speed boost, decent on defense. And pretty much just all around this card's pretty average. I've already looked at all these cards, of course, including this one, and this card overall is just kind of average. So nothing too special. It's already going for cheap, as you can see, and it'll be a nice budget card if you don't have a lot of MTs. So moving right along to the next Emerald is Emerald Tim Duncan, and I don't personally own the Ruby one, but this one isn't too big of an upgrade, I don't think. Not upgrade. It's not an upgrade. Does Sam? It's an Emerald, but this card, nothing too fancy. I mean, mid-range is kind of disrespectful in my opinion, 65. Tim Duncan could definitely shoot a little bit better than that, but this Tim Duncan's going to be for rebounding, playing defense, and posting up, because that's pretty much what Tim Duncan dominated at. So, doesn't have a 3-ball, of course, has a really bad free throw at 66. Passing's okay. The rebounding honestly could be a little bit better, but it's an Emerald card, so that's okay. I'm not going to complain too much. Defense, 90. Consistency, so he's definitely going to be a good defender. And this card's a little bit faster than I kind of imagined it too. 50 speed, not too bad. So kind of just an average Tim Duncan card, obviously. Don't expect too much. I mean, it's Emerald. 99 Sandy dunk tendency, I mean, that's pretty good. And then 80 driving. So if he has some good dunk packages, this card might be a good budget card, especially if you don't want to, lock in a set for a Ruby. So definitely a good budget card. And now moving on to Sapphires already. So if you guys haven't noticed already from the screen, by the way, there's 15 cards in the set. 2K is really trying to get you to spend a lot of money to pull packs, or waste a lot of MT, or not waste necessarily, but spend a lot of MT to lock in the collection reward this week. I don't know, I found it kind of curious, or not curious, interesting, and I don't know, it's kind of fishy. But moving right along, Sapphire Shawn Bradley. This guy is 7'6". That's what everyone knows him for, let's be honest. Just a tall white guy, got dunked on a lot. But anyway, moving right along, standing layup 96, which is important for a guy this tall. Doesn't have a mid-range at 52. Post control is good, so he might be able to do some post moves. Can't shoot threes. 82 free throw, which isn't bad because he might be getting fouled a lot if you're kind of cheesing with him in the post. Rebounding's great. Lateral quickness is slow, so he's not going to be moving too quick on defense. And by the way, we'll compare him to, why not Shaq, by the way. Defense is okay. Shout out to my boy Reed Nenning again. I feel like he's always in these episodes. Defense is not too bad at 85 defensive consistency. That's what this card's kind of known for, his defense, because he, I think, averaged, or no, it wasn't average. He started like his rookie game with like the most blocks in the game with like 8 or something. But his block, where is it? Did I already pass it? Block 97. So this card, absolute animal on defense. A great cheese card to use because he's 7'6". His price is already down to 18,000. So if he gets even cheaper, definitely would be a good cheese card to pick up if you're struggling against defending people in the post. So moving on, this is going to be a very key card that everyone's probably excited about. Sapphire Carmelo Anthony. Definitely probably an upgrade from the Emerald one. We'll compare him to Bruce Bowen, by the way. 92 offensive overall, 88 defensive overall. So Carmelo Anthony has a very quick release. Going to be a great small forward just to score. Very good offensively. 87 post fadeaway, so he kind of has a post fade, so that's pretty nice. 74 draw foul, 92 open shot mid-range, and then 82 open shot 3. I really am not a huge Carmelo Anthony fan. I feel like that should be a bit bigger or higher, the 3, but I mean, maybe some of you Melo fans might correct me and say, oh, maybe that's accurate, but I don't know. I think it might be a little bit higher, should be, but 86 ball control. Passing's okay. Defense is just a little bit below average, and then speed of the ball, 87, 93 speed, 92 acceleration. So this is an offensive scoring card. Very good at just scoring. Doesn't have the highest dunk tendencies, but definitely will dunk. If you want a good offensive card, pick up Sapphire Carmelo Anthony. So the next Sapphire is Gerald Wallace, and I'm going to be honest with you, this card's already cheap, and for a good reason, because I was looking at these stats, and it's nothing too special. I mean, the best stats are the defense, and the defense isn't even that good. I mean, I'm going to go through this quickly. 78 mid-range, 74 open shot 3. Like, that's just okay. It's nothing special, nothing you want to spend a lot of MT on this card. 82 ball control, can't speed boost. Defense, like I was saying, is okay. A little above average, I'd say, but that's about it. I mean, he can dunk, which is kind of nice. Let's see if he has the tendencies. Okay, he has 95 tendencies for dunking, so not too bad, but this card just average overall, so this might be a good cheap budget Sapphire to pick up because his price is already pretty low. So that's all I have to say about Gerald Wallace. I don't know too much about him, but that card is the best in this set. So moving on right along, Earl Monroe. Oh my gosh, almost bought him. 85 defensive, 86 offensive. This guy is kind of an old timer. I don't think it really says. Nope, it doesn't say obviously when he played. I don't know too much about this guy, but he's pretty good. I remember his cards from last year. Has a okay open shot 3 at 81, 83 free throw, 87 ball control. I think this guy's gonna be a little bit more offensive. Okay, balanced, pretty balanced. Like I said, I don't know too much about this guy, but it looks like a good all-around card. Would be a nice budget card to pick up. I'm saying budget if it's a Sapphire. I mean, Sapphires are still pretty good at this point in the game, but nothing too special this card excels at. Already at 20,000, so if this card gets even cheaper, might be a good budget point guard to pick up. So moving on to a player I do know some things about, Brook Lopez, who's currently playing on my Lakers team. He got a Sapphire, and this center, he's a good center that can stretch the floor. So 90 offensive 3, what am I saying? Offensive overall, 86 defense from Stanford. This guy is great at pretty much, I would say everything, but he's not the quickest. So can do post moves, has great post control, 92, 90s in the post stats, 93 open shot mid range, and 89 open shot 3. I play the Emerald online on Supermax, and this guy can bang threes. He is a threat from behind the arc. So 85 free throw, and then rebounding, of course, is good. Defense is okay, a little above average, actually below average there with the on ball. I'd say average, actually, just average. Dunking's okay, but I don't think he has the best animations in the game. And then the only downside to this card is 45 speed, but that's definitely an upgrade from the Emerald, or at least the Amethyst from last year, which had like 30. I just remember that stat for some reason, but usually these cards are pretty slow. But overall, great offensive card, and I guarantee this card will probably go for cheap. Yeah, it's already at 15,000, 14,000, 13. This will be a nice stretch card to get if you're on a budget or just need someone to stretch the floor. So halfway through, guys, I feel like I've been talking forever, but there's just a lot of cards in the set to review. Alex English is up next, small forward from the Pacers. Again, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know too much about this player, but 92 offensive overall, 90 defensive player, gosh dang, defensive overall. I can't talk today, guys. So this card looks starting off pretty good, pretty solid. 87 draw foul, has a post fadeaway, so it kind of has some post moves. 88 open shot mid range, 72 open shot 3, so can shoot the 3, but isn't very elite at it. 86 free throw, can speed boost with an 86 ball control, and passing's pretty good. Defense is average, I would say, and then dunking is pretty good. Let's see if the tendencies. Okay, 85 for dunking tendencies, so this guy can dunk if he has good packages as well. So great offensive card here, Alex English, and again, I'm gonna call it a budget card because it's below 20k, and this would be a great budget card to pick up if his price is cheap, which it probably will be because some of these lesser known players usually tend to go for cheap. So moving on to the first Ruby of the set, and if it loads here, alright, Ruby Carlos Boozer. So this card is from the Bulls team that I think beat the Heat's like 26 game winning streak, 27, correct me if I'm wrong. I wasn't really a big Heat LeBron fan, but I do know this guy, when he played on the Bulls, they beat that streak. So Carlos Boozer, 90 offensive overall, 86 defensive overall. This guy's a nice rebounder, nice defender, and then has a mid-range. It kind of reminds me of Joakim Noah. Maybe that's disrespectful, but I mean, he has a better free throw, I think, but I don't know. 92 open shot mid-range, which is great. So kind of a pick and pop, pick and roll player, I would say. No three-pointer at 33, 74 free throw, so better than Joakim Noah. 90 and 94 offensive and defensive rebound, so that's really good. 60 lateral quickness, which is pretty good for a big guy. 79 shot contest, so I guess I'm kind of wrong. Average at defending, but can definitely get the boards. And then let's see if he can dunk. 89 driving dunk, 95 standing dunk tendency, and 89 flashy dunk. So this guy will get the boards and be a great putback king, if you want to call it that. So great guy on the boards. If he's going for cheap, might be good to pick up, but definitely will not be able to stretch the floor. So, excuse me. Up next to one of my favorite cards from last year, and probably my favorite card in the set so far, Ruby Josh Smith. So Josh Smith every year surprises everyone, and it's just a great card all around. So 96 defensive overall and 86 offensive. This card surprises people every year. Last year he had an amazing release, and if it's the same as last year, this card will be amazing and just knock down every three in the corner and even from the top of the key. So nothing too fancy in the post scoring here. 80 draw foul, mid-range of 82, 77 open shot 3, which if his release is the same is a total lie, because last year my friend ran this card and would always kill me from behind the 3-point line with I think he was badged up, but still his release is so good that makes that 3-pointer probably at least an 85, maybe even a 90, just depending if he's hot and if he has the badges. So this card is honestly an offensive animal, and then this year has defense as well. So this is a defensive animal as well. Josh Smith, above average on defense, 92s and 90s across the board. And then this guy can dunk, of course, as well. I'm not trying to freak out too much, but this guy, great card. 97 driving dunk, 80 contact dunk, and 80 standing. And then tendencies, you already know, 100 driving dunk, 95 flashy, and 95 standing. So this guy, if he has the right animations, will be dunking over everyone. And his price is already down to 45,000. So if you want a really good Ruby card and can afford it, Josh Smith, I almost want to guarantee will be a great card to pick up. So moving on to Ruby Jerry West. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I guess he doesn't. I thought he had a Hall of Fame badge, but that's the next card. Jerry West, the only guy to win Finals MVP and not win the Finals. So 90 offensive overall, 94 defensive overall, and good offensive player. And the first thing that I think of is he can't dunk, but is great at everything else on offense. So 92 mid-range, 83 open shot 3, 90 ball control, so can speed boost, 83 free throw. Defense is really good as well. Jerry West is a great defender, and then can't dunk. Actually, probably can. 45 driving dunk tendency, or stat. Let's see on the tendencies. Okay, yeah, he won't. He won't be dunking at all. He has 0 driving dunk tendencies. So great card overall. No dunking for this guy, but just a great, I want to almost say Steve Nash type player. I mean, good passer and good point guard. So definitely, if his price goes down a bit, this might be a good card to get. But right now, it's still pretty high. But personally, I don't really like point guards that can't dunk, so I would stay away from this. But for some of you guys who are better with the handles, because I know Jerry West has good handles, you might like this card. Next up, we got Ruby Isiah Thomas, and this guy, here's the guy with the Hall of Fame badge, by the way. This guy is a great defender and a great point guard, and I just think of the pink diamond from last year, and this guy is very underrated, 6'1", and is a great point guard. So 75 draw foul, 97 drawing layup, 88 open shot mid-range, and then 72 open shot 3. I mean, the 3-pointer's kind of low, but 81 free throw, and then 97 ball control. So this guy can definitely speed boost. Great lateral quickness at 92. Steal 71, which I think should be higher because Isaiah Thomas was an amazing on-ball defender. 65 driving dunk, and then 95 smooth ball, 74 vertical, and then tendencies, 25 driving dunk. So this guy can dunk, but let's look at that Hall of Fame badge. So ankle breaker, I really thought it'd be bruiser, like defensive stopper, but this guy is ankle breaker. So if you want a card that's gonna break ankles, and this is comparing him to JoJo White, by the way, this guy will break ankles. So his card's already down to 39,000. So if some of you guys can afford, and I'm sure his price will go down even more, if you guys can afford and want like an ankle breaking machine, granted if he has good size up moves and, you know, momentum crosses, this card might be good for you. So moving on to the next Ruby, we have Jack Sikma, and I don't know too much about this guy, and I've never used the card, but I just think of a stretch big. So 93 defensive overall and 93 offensive overall. So this guy is exactly what I think of. So he can stretch the floor at 85 overall with the open shot 3, and then 93 open shot mid range, 92 free throw. So this guy's a great shooter. Can't obviously handle the ball. Great rebounding, 92 offensive, 95 defensive, 52 lateral quickness, and then is a really good defender. So 90s majority in the defensive categories, 85 defensive consistency. So not too bad. Can dunk with 65 driving dunk tendency, and then 62 speed. So this guy isn't too bad. I think he's going to be very overlooked, very comparable to Arvydas Sabonis. So if you can't afford that card, this card might be kind of a great replacement. I mean, this card kind of also looks like DeMarcus Cousins. Let's see if we can compare him really quickly. Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins is better in the post game, but Sikma is definitely better as of right now with the moments, the way they're going, a better shooter. So definitely, if you want like a really good stretch center, this guy would be the way to go. So here we go. Moving on to the final two cards, and they're both Amethyst. So this card, I believe, is probably going to be the most overlooked card in the whole set. So we'll look at how Greer, I hope I'm saying that right. This guy is actually a diamond, 98 defensive overall, 97 offensive. And I don't know too much about this guy. I know he played with Wilt Chamberlain on the 76ers, but other than that, don't know too much. But this card is amazing. 95s in the layups. Doesn't have a post game, but he's a shooting guard. Who really cares? 98 open shot mid range, contested and off the dribble, so can shoot mid range all day. 93 open shot 3, which is elite. This is all. Nah, I wouldn't say elite, but this is great. Elite would be 95 plus in my opinion, but 89 ball control, 83 free throw, great passing stats. This guy can pretty much shoot all. 96 lateral quickness, 97 pass perception, 95 shot contest, 93 steal. This card's absolutely amazing. 95 defensive consistency. Gosh, can't talk today. Gosh, 60 driving dunk, and then 90 speed with ball, 96 acceleration, 90 vertical, and then the tendencies, 80 driving dunk and 80 flashy dunk. So this card, I'm telling you right now, we'll compare him to James Harden, the Ruby one. Very good. He's a better shooter than James Harden. Amazing shooter. This card is amazing. Let's compare to, yeah, he has a higher offensive overall than James Harden already, and then is guaranteed a way better defender. I mean, he's 6'2", so you might kind of get screwed there because he's kind of undersized, but this is a great shooting card. Not shooting card, shooting card, and then he comes with a Hall of Fame badge, mid-range Jedi. So, great card. Gonna be kind of expensive in my opinion. I mean, right now it's hard to judge because these cards are brand new, but this is a very overlooked card, and you might want to pick it up if you want an elite sharpshooter. So, moving on to the final card, and also one of my favorites, Magic Johnson. So, Magic Johnson, make sure there's no shoe. This card has 2 Hall of Fame badges as well, and it's going to be a great card in general, just because it's a 6'9" point guard. So, 91 defensive overall and 93 offensive. So, Magic Johnson, everyone pretty much knows who he is. 96 post hook. So this guy can post up on point guards. Already a mismatch. 81 draw foul. And he's not the best shooter, if I'm going to be honest. 75 open shot mid range. 90 free throw. That's really good, actually. 76 open shot 3. And then, yeah, not the best shooter, but with the mismatch you have at the height and then being able to post up, it definitely compensates for the lack of shooting until we get a better card. So 94 ball control, and of course the passing stats are amazing. All 90s, 98 passing IQ, passing accuracy, because it's Magic Johnson, amazing passer. Showtime Lakers. Can rebound at 80 defensive rebounding, 54 offensive. Lateral quickness 98, so a great defender. 95 defensive consistency. Just amazing card overall. Great defensive stats. Can dunk with a 50 driving dunk, but won't be his main thing because his tendencies are low as well. Speed with ball 88, 85 acceleration, 65 vertical, and has 86 strength to complement you just bullying the point guards with this mismatch. So great card. Looking at the Hall of Fame badges, pick and roll maestro, which is very good. If you get that boost, he definitely will be able to shoot off screens, and then flashy passer, of course, because it's Magic Johnson. So that's gonna complete it for just the regular cards in the set, and I'm gonna take a break here and catch my breath before we go on to the reward, because gosh dang, I've been talking a long time. Alright, so if you guys manage to collect all 15 cards in the set, you will get yourself a reward, Kevin Garnett. So it's not prime Garnett, but it is Celtics Garnett, which isn't too bad. So big ticket. This card looks pretty good, but there's a couple flaws in it, but we'll get to those in a second. So hot zones are pretty good. I feel like the 3-point line on in should be all hot zones just because it's a reward card and we're spending so much MT or just real life money pulling packs, but that's a little thing. Looking at the badges, comes with 2 Hall of Fame badges, pick and roller and defensive stopper, and then some very nice gold and silver badges as well. And then the stats, so 91 open shot mid-range, which is okay. 69 open shot 3, which I think should be higher. Again, here's the thing I'm kind of picking at. Should be at least a 78, maybe 80. I mean, I'm not a huge Garnett fan, and I know it might not be accurate, but since it's a video game and you're spending so much money, 2K is making you spend money or MT to get this card. I feel like it should be a little bit more elite, but maybe his release will end up being good this year, and the 69 will feel like 80. I don't know. But that's just a little thing. Next thing, 80 free throw, 85 offensive consistency, so pretty consistent in his shooting and stats. So 85 vertical, 84 strength, pretty good. 80 driving layup, 85 standing dunk, driving dunk 70, contact dunk 70, 84 draw foul, post control 95, post hook 89, fadeaway 97, and 97 hands. So he's gonna definitely live inside or in the paint for sure. Ball control obviously isn't too elite. Playmaking, he can pass pretty well. And then defending is very good as well. I know this is when he won Defensive Player of the Year or around this time. So defending is going to be great, of course. 97 on ball, 95 low post, 94 pick and roll, 96 help, and then 83 lateral quickness with 88 pass perception, 79 steal, 88 block, 95 shot contest, and then rebounding is great as well, 88 and 93. So I'm going to be honest, this card, I feel like I'm too critical each week, but this card is okay. But 15 cards, unless these cards are cheap, which we all know they're not going to be cheap, this card is definitely not worth it. I mean, the Hall of Fame badges aren't even that special. I mean, pick and roller, not too special. And then defensive stopper, I mean, that's a good one. But it's not like this guy's going to be scoring like crazy. I mean, I don't know. This card's just not very elite and very, I don't know, superior. I feel like a Ruby Anthony Davis will do the job just as well, just because he's a great defender and has a better three-pointer, and just is a great card in general. So, and you don't even have to spend so much MT as it'll cost to get this. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to pass on the reward, but let's move on to my final conclusion. So getting to the most important part of the video for some of you guys, my final opinion and rating on this set. Is it a cop or a flop? I'm gonna have to say this set is a cop and an 8 out of 10. Now, the reason this set lost 2 points is, well, one, the reward is absolutely awful. I mean, there's 15 cards, which is more than the usual 10. So so you have to spend a lot more MT or real life money to complete it. So definitely stay away from the reward and locking in the cards. And then the kind of the other given, the packs are way too expensive. I would not pull these packs. I mean, the pack odds are better than what they were, which kind of boosted this rating. But pretty much the whole reason I gave this set an 8 out of 10 is because the individual cards are good themselves. So like players like Shawn Bradley, Carmelo Anthony, Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, all those guys, they really saved this set. Very nice individual cards themselves, but the reward is not worth it. I would not spend my own money on this set to complete it, but I would spend some MT on trying to get individual cards. So the individual cards are good is what I'm saying about this set. I would not lock them in, but that's up to you guys. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. Today's video was a little bit longer than usual, but there were more cards to review. Until next video, thank you guys for all the support. I always notice it, and I'll see you in the next video.